Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Dilla Hans!
Yo, it's your boy Dilla Hans coming to episode 54. Dilla's Room, my co-host.
Suki Hans,
And
the
we're
wife.
talking about spirituality and Purple Pill community, for my Purple Pill community. And I think spirituality is definitely important if you're trying to stay and keep your relationship strong. Right, babe?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Bless you, Big Daddy.
Gotta keep
So
it strong.
cute. That sounds so cute.
Gotta keep it strong. Well, excuse me. I just blessed y'all. You already know what that is. I'm gonna bless y'all again.
Bless you, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Bless you, Big Daddy.
Man.
Big time to town.
Ooh, it's a lot of devils in the air. A lot of demons around. You know what I'm saying? We gotta keep ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Clean, right, baby?
Yes, Big Daddy.
Oh, cleanliness and godliness, always.
Yes, Big Daddy.
But anyway, more importantly, like I said, you guys want to stay in a relationship. You want to keep your bitch. You want to keep your girl. You want to keep your wife. And hold on, sorry about that. Had to cut it in. But yeah, if you want to keep your motherfucking, my eyes just fucking up. If you want to keep your motherfucking wife, you want to keep your bitch, you want to keep your hoe. Definitely, you got to take the soul. Now, they say evil is bad, say good is good, right? But what if you have to use both of that to get a good relationship?
Right.
What if you have to use maybe a little bit of bad with a little bit of good to keep your hoe where she at? Because you want her to give you her soul, you know? You want your woman to give her soul to you. You want her to be able to choose you over any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds crazy, it might sound sadistic or whatever the case may be, but it's true. You know what I mean? As us men, you know what I mean? We want to be able to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? And women want the same thing. They want you, you know, to choose them over every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they still want to be. They want to give their souls to you, really. You know what I mean? So you really, at the end of the day, they want you to be in control. They want you to be the God. They want you to be their protector. They daddy's little girls, you know what I mean? So you got to treat them like that. You know what I mean? So this is a man's world, you know what I'm saying? End of the day, you know, I know I got my baby here with me, but this is true, you know what I'm saying? We build these, you know, lifestyle that we have to live while the women come in and paint the walls and decorate everything, if that's a good analogy.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with what you just said, and just to go back, I wanted to add, I definitely agree that you need good and evil, and here's why. You have to know the good, the bad, and the ugly of a person to know if you truly accept them. If you don't know all my faces, if you don't know who I am, how do you truly accept me? I don't want you to wake up one day, you know, or the person wouldn't want their significant other to wake up one day and be like, damn, you know, we had quite an argument, you have quite an attitude, or you have quite an annoying habit, and I can't deal with it years down the line because, you know, there's people that put effort, there's people that even put effort into hiding those kinds of things.
You know, that's when Ghost told Angela, this is who you fell in love with. Remember when she was trying to leave him? And Ghost looked at Angela and he told her, he said, you trying to leave Ghost, but this is who you fell in love with. Like, right. You fell in love with St. James Patrick, but I am Ghost.
I'm always Ghost.
So you always fell in love. You always was in love with Ghost, whether you knew it or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's a scary thing, but that was a powerful statement right there. Because
very powerful.
You don't know who you really dealing with.
Right.
So do you still love the person?
After you find out. Like,
of course.
They're not,
how are you going to leave this person? Because you
stop.
still attached to James St. Patrick. Well, I'm going to use that analogy. She's still attached to James St. Patrick. Whether Ghost is the bad side, she don't love Ghost, but she loves James St. Patrick. So whether she thinks that she really do love Ghost. You know what I'm saying? It's a love-hate thing, but at the same time, that's why I feel it's like that was a powerful thing that they
Absolutely,
did there in
yeah.
that story, because it goes back to spirituality. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to your inner self, loving yourself, knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes, you know, you may not want to, you may hide certain things from this person because you don't want them to judge you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Until the do come out, and then you have to let them know. You know, you still are. You know, you still, and the person really most likely ain't gonna go nowhere anyway. So.
Right. They wouldn't go anywhere, but that would put a strain on the relationship. Versus, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, I think so. Yeah.
You know, not
the trust
not,
that would build, it would break a little trust there.
right. Not to say. Versus if like you're in a relationship with someone and they're not hiding, it's just a situation never occurred where you had to see a certain side of them or something like that.
Because you see Angela, she still love Ghost all the way to the end.
Right, right. So
even
when
though she did him dirty, they fell apart and they came back together.
right,
And he still loved her through it all too, even though he went to jail for her, almost lost his life, all kinds of shit.
and she took the bullet.
That's how I'm trying to say. I think she loved him through the end, you know what I mean? And he loved her as well.
At the end of the day, he had a soul.
And she had a secret side too, remember? She was a cop.
She was a cop.
And Ghost
So there was
found
that
out.
side
So
as
they
well.
both had two sides to them, you know what I'm saying? But Ghost was more acceptive. Because he found out way before she
Right.
found out, you know, he was Ghost. He been found out who she was, but he still accepted her for
Made the choice to still
for her
deal.
secrets, for her lies, for her lying and her secrets. Because she was lying and being secretive.
Right.
And
And
he
he still
accepted
made the
that.
choice. Right.
Because he was doing the same thing.
Right.
So he understood, you know what I'm saying? She was being secretive about her lifestyle as being an AUS agent, and he was being a fucking kingpin top drug dealer of the world. So,
Right. That
you know,
was their relationship. Right.
you gotta say evil and good, you know, sometimes may bring a relationship closer. And I think Angela fell in love with him even more, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
Once she found out that it was really Ghost, you know what I'm saying? Because she actually helped him kill, you know, Lobos, whatever. But it's not, this podcast is not about the Ghost power story, but it's just about that analogy right there about love, you know what I'm saying? About, you know, certain things you do to people, and it makes them
Exactly.
fall more in love with you, even though they may think they don't or something, but they really do, you know what I'm saying? Because it keeps the excitement going on in a relationship too as well, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The chaos, that goes back to me saying chaos is definitely needed in a relationship.
And also, I think to see someone who, to love someone and see someone who has done, you know, crazy things, heinous things, wicked things, you know, back to their situation, and to know that, you know, that's not what they really want to be. To know that, to see them fight to get rid of that, you know what I mean? That's another thing too that, you know, definitely kept her in love with him, because she knew like he didn't really want to be Ghost. And she brought James St. Patrick out of him versus Tasha. She was so she loved Ghost.
Too, that's powerful. Yeah, she was. See, that's what goes back to where I say you can't get mad at that one person. You have to get mad at the experience. See, that's the perfect analogy for what I was talking about. See, Angela was a whole different experience from what Tasha was. You know what I'm saying?
She loved all of
See,
them.
Tasha and Keisha would be him going to the same experience. If he would move on with a girl like Lakeisha from the story, that would be the same experience of him. Like if he left Tasha, he actually would be downgraded, but you know, he would be going.
Keisha didn't want nothing to do with the streets.
That's not the point. The point is the attitude, where she come from.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
right.
She didn't want to do the streets, but
Her
you saw what she did with the white boy. So she didn't want to be street, but she really wanted to be in the streets at the same time. She still was hood, you know what I mean? She still was like, you know what I mean?
Projects.
So was Tasha. Tasha didn't really want in the streets. Supposedly, with that gun case, she said when the cop stopped her, she felt like, you know, she was nervous, scared of her, like bullshit. But in that moment, she felt like, you know, they was in love, you know what I'm saying? Because of something crazy, you know what I'm saying? You know, a man was crazy or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I digress. It's an experience. It's not even that, you know, Tasha was her singling out, you know what I mean? Like I said, the experience. He being with Angela changed up, you know.
It's an experience. Him being with Angela changed up.
Yeah, everything, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why, you know, it was a different, you know what I mean? It was a different switch, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I could definitely understand that because
It was
of the backgrounds, right.
That's why he was able to move on, you know what I'm saying? Not go to the same toxic. But then again, if I want to look at it on the shoe, it still was toxic because it still got his girl killed. Still almost got him killed. In the long run, probably did really get him killed because everybody was trying to kill him at the end of the shit. But and he was put in jail. He was almost put in jail for the rest of his life for killing a cop because of her. You know what I mean? Because he was trying to save her. You know what I mean? So another shoe, it could be bad, but like I said, the experience was totally different because you know she wasn't for the ghetto shit. Tasha was on the ghetto shit. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's totally different.
Even back to a spiritual level, Tasha and Ghost made a vow under God. They were married. They made a vow, and they both broke their vows. So there's no coincidence that they both ended up in some turmoil because you know, back to the spirituality thing, people don't understand how much. Yes, it's done in the courtroom and all of that, but normally by tradition, of course, they have a preacher and everything there because you are literally you're getting married under the eyes of the Lord, not just under the eyes of the court. Like it's
supposed to be for God.
Exactly, a spiritual thing.
You disrespecting the gods, so you disrespecting
exactly
that realm. You know what I mean? So bad things happen, and he did definitely.
He was never gonna prosper with someone that he blatantly dissed his family for, even though he didn't mean to. But he blatantly dissed his family for. She was never gonna prosper because she was whoring around.
Nah, he meant to. I think he meant to.
What does say fuck his family?
That was his girl from his ex. That was his first girl.
When I say fuck his family,
you gotta look at the picture too. You gotta look. You gotta look at the picture. Look, this is his girl.
Right.
And it was like it's like me and you. It's like a story of me and you. Like you was the runaway girl that we never got a chance to. You know what I mean? That happens in a lot of relationships too. A lot of people do get in relationships too like that with old people that they knew when they was like younger and shit like that. You know what I mean? You break apart for years. Y'all get better when y'all super grown. You know, it's very rare, but that happens. You know what I'm saying? And that was kind of with the Ghost situation. You know what I'm saying? Angela was that girl from that got away. You know what I'm saying? That he couldn't really find out was it worth it. You know what I mean?
And who's to say if bringing it back to a spiritual level, if he really wasn't meant to be with Angela? He was at a spot in his life where he's gone. He's legit now. And who comes in the club? Angela comes in the club. And
so
everything had happened for a reason.
But at the same time, like you say, he broke all codes though. So it's like God is testing you.
He didn't do it the right way.
But God is testing you at all costs though, right there. It's like God is saying, yeah, I will bring you this girl that you once really loved, but you actually took a vow for this. That's why I respect the nigga Joffrey from King of Thrones when he the one I told you, remember he was disrespecting that girl. He mentally disrespected her.
Okay. Yeah, the sick one.
The sick one. But he actually was a good king though, because he kept his vows to that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of anything, you know what I'm saying? He was on some, like, really, he was a fucked up man, but he really
was promised to her.
Was a real nigga at the end of the day. And when I really look at it for the third time, paying attention, I'm like, damn, he's a real nigga because he didn't give a fuck what his mom said. He didn't give a fuck what no bitch said. He was gonna do what he wanted to do. You know, he was a bitch ass nigga and a coward. He was a coward in the field, but I digress. He was promised to another woman, right? But another woman came in to try to marry him, but he told that bitch no. Because I'm married, even though he didn't really want to probably be with the Stark bitch, but he was promised to her, and he kept his promise. You know, he said no. He said my vows is more important because he believed in God. God is always important. You know what I mean? So that was he said no. I took a vow to this woman. He said I cannot leave, but then they came in with their little slick ways and got him out of his vows.
Exactly.
But he got him out of his vows, so he was able to actually do it legally. You know, the right way. You know what I'm saying? Got him out of his vows. So, but you know, that's why I respect Joffrey. You know what I mean? Because he did it the right way. You know what I mean? With St. Patrick did not do it the right way.
Exactly. And it's so funny that you say that because when you stepped out, I was saying to the audience.
And Joffrey from King of Thrones. I mean Game of Thrones.
I was telling the audience in the last episode that I know it might sound crazy for people to say, oh, my man would never, but you gotta understand that when you have a man that understands his place, and a man that understands God, and the man that puts the promises and what God expects of him first, you are automatically going to be honored. You don't have to worry. Because a man understands, just like a woman understands what she was put here to do for a man. He understands that the right woman is a gift from God. Here.
Yeah.
She's going to keep your kingdom going. She's going to love you. She's going to make sure everything is the way that it needs to be, so you can focus on being the man that you need to be, period. That is her only job.
Because that goes back to the Game of Thrones. I'm going to go to one more story again, where this man and this woman was married, but she thought he cheated on her, right? Because he brought home a baby. But he had a vow. He had to keep a vow to his sister. But he kept a vow to his wife, right? Because he didn't divorce his wife, so he made it. So he had to say, oh, I cheated. Because back then that was nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you marry, as long as you didn't marry the bitch, you know what I'm saying? Even though the woman back then was still livid, pissed off, you know what I mean? That's why he gonna bash the children. But he still kept his vow to God because he really didn't cheat on his wife, right? So she still loved him.
Anyway, of course.
Do it all. And she could have ran with the nigga Littlefoot, who really loved her, who saved himself just for her.
Right.
And she still chose to be with her husband who she thought cheated on her.
Of course.
Even to her death. She didn't even find out. She never found out. She died with that in her mind, thinking that that baby, Jon Snow, was his.
Yep.
What it really wasn't. But he kept his vows to God. I feel like that's what kept her still faithful to him. God kept her still faithful to him.
Exactly. Because that's
he
what it's
really
about.
didn't cheat.
Exactly. That's what it's about. Just real quick.
He was still a good man.
Right. That's just like that show, Working Mom. There was a time before she even brought the kid in, her husband had cheated on her. I mean, with the babysitter, like some real tragic stuff, like some real hurtful stuff. And she was the good mom, like, go to work, take care of the kids, try to do everything, try to be like super mom. And, not to get too deep into that, but he cheated. And she took him back. She loved him. She was mad at him for a little while, but her phone calls from her to her friends went from, F him to, like, I can't take it. Like, I cannot be without him. Like, that's my husband, and I want him back. She took him back. After she takes him back, forgiving him from that, it was really hard for her. She, is a little kid pops up at their doorstep. The mom died. He was with the girl before her. And it's like, even though it was before her, that still would be something for another woman to be like, I don't know. But you know what she did? She made herself uncomfortable. She compromised, and she even worked it out. I watched the rest of the season to where, like, he ended up, like, loving her. He loved her. You know what I mean? Because the love that she had and the vow that she took to her husband.
But then you say he cheated, though.
Yeah, he cheated.
But the nigga that I'm talking about never
she
really
didn't
cheated.
No. I'm saying.
So, like I'm saying, spirituality.
I'm saying about how
God really kept his woman faithful to him.
I'm saying how she kept her vow. You know what I mean? I'm not when he cheated. She took him back. I'm talking about when that kid showed up at that doorstep. It was like that's a heavy pill to swallow.
Punch in the face. Yeah, that's the same thing with the woman when he brought back the baby.
Right, that's what I was
saying. This is my son right now, but it's not really his son. But at the same time, he cheated though. This nigga didn't really cheat. It looked like he cheated, but he really cheated. You know what I'm saying? So in that story over there, I see what you're saying, but she could have stepped out. She would have had every right. See what I'm saying? So it's different.
And she didn't. That's what I'm saying.
It's different though.
She didn't step out. She could have, but she didn't. She stayed. You know what I mean? She stayed. So
yeah.
And in that situation, that was before her, so that really wouldn't have been the reason to leave. But some women are, what I mean?
He slept with the babysitter though.
Yeah, he slept with the babysitter. He slept with the babysitter.
That's why she left him.
No, not at the part with the kid though.
I said the
okay, that was last
she
season.
Slept with the babysitter.
Right, he slept with the babysitter. Right, they broke up.
So that's it, baby, right there.
So it don't matter they got back together.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying right there, baby. You about to take it somewhere else. You know how you do, baby.
Yeah.
With your brain. Anyway, yeah, like I'm saying, all I'm saying is they broke up. But with this story, he came home with the baby. They didn't break up.
And she didn't leave her, right? She was like,
but they was back then. You know what I'm saying? Their religion to God was stronger than it was for nowadays. Nowadays you break up because you can find somebody else. You can talk to your friends. Back then it was none
of that. And I believe that. And that's honestly how I want our relationship to be.
So spirituality was strong back then too. They really believed in the gods. They really worshipped that shit because they knew it was real back then. You know what I'm saying? It was no computers, nothing that. So a lot of that frequency wasn't there, so they could see the real shit. A lot of the, you know, they wasn't eating the shit that we was eating nowadays. You know, they eating real food, so they could actually see the gods. They know they was there. They was talking to the devils was really there. The angels was really there. You know, just like nowadays, some people can see it nowadays. You know what I mean? Some people that's on the right frequency could understand what I'm talking about. So, you know, it's just about crazy. And me, like I said, I like to travel to all realms because I know right now I'm in the wrong realm, but I'm not trying to follow that person. But at the same time, I'm here in this world where I can't have no choice, you know, to survive. You know what I'm saying? It's like being put in jail. You gotta turn to an animal to survive. You know what I'm saying? Till the day you get out. You know what I mean? But that don't mean you really was an animal. You know what I'm saying? You just had to survive. You know what I mean? Till you got out, because that was just your surroundings.
Right.
If you didn't do that, then you would die. And you would die, you know, and you would lose your life. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't know was bad or good too. Because maybe if you die, and you might go to God, and God might forgive you because He might understand. You know, you died because, you know, you didn't want to be partaking in being in that world. You know. So it's a hard life we live right now. You know, living in the spiritual aspect of the world and relationships, because it's just like, damn, what do I do? You always thinking like, what do I do? You want to be good, but you don't want to be good to the point where, you know, you don't want to protect yourself. You know.
Exactly. It's funny that you said that because I always think that, and you know what always pops in my head? The good die young. Or bad things happen to good people. So you be like, damn, do I have to have a little bit of evil in me to survive?
Yeah.
And which world is more important, now or the afterlife? Do we even change all the stuff that's happening for a world that we really know nothing about? You gotta ask yourself,
do you really believe in God? Because if you did you really believe in God? Would you do the bad thing, or would you just die? Just let yourself die because you know you're gonna go to God. Because you know
you're gonna go to God.
That's the thing humans gotta really come to. They gotta really truly admit to themselves. Like, you really don't believe in God. You just trying to keep on to the faith that there is one. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that there's evil here. So do you know it has to be good? Just like you know that it's evil, it has to be good because it happened to you. So you keep the belief. You know, that's why they say believe is strong. You gotta really believe. And I do always believe in God. You know, I always believe in God. I know God is real. But at the same time, I ask myself the same question too. You know, I'm gonna be real. You know, is God really there? You know what I'm saying? I've never seen God. You know what I mean? I've never talked to God directly. But I feel like God talked to me through things. God ride with me. You know, God just with me and things. But I know God's always talking to me. You know, because sometimes I'm saying things. You know how I say something and say it on TV before
little confirmations. Yep.
So that's God for real. You know, but you know, like I said, you know, as humans, we got that thought on our mind. So we had to survive. You know, I say, yeah, we believe in God, but at the same time, you believe in yourself. You believe in, you know, trying to live.
That's what I was going to say.
Trying to survive, trying to, you know, because what if you have a baby, you got a daughter, you don't want to die. You want your daughter to live, you want your kid to live. You know, you want to come home to your wife and your family. So, yeah, we believe in God, but at the same time, we got to believe in ourselves too.
Right.
So, absolutely. Yeah, I believe in God first, but then I have to believe in myself second. You know what I mean? Of course, because I feel like God is going to come first, but then I have to put the action in.
Absolutely.
So I am a vessel of God. You know what I mean? So God is the spiritual, and I am actual the physical. So I have to do what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? In order to survive here. And sometimes the devil's gonna come and play his little tricks in his games. You know what I'm saying? And try to use me also as a vessel to get his point across or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And I have to rebuke that and ask God for forgiveness. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tell God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, you know, be used as a vessel of this demon or this demonic frequency. You know, I believe in you. I know you're the only true God. I know you're the only one. You know, so we always got to believe in that too. You understand that we make our mistakes and be sorry for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we do anything to make it up to God. You know what I mean? At this point, you know what I mean? Whatever you want us to do, we have to do it.
Absolutely. You know, something that this is what just crazy is, you know, a little bit of time we did spend apart. I did spend a lot of time getting closer to God, like a lot, and it did help me with me internally. You know, I had to tell myself something. You know, there was a lot of stuff that I did or situations I put myself in that I found hard to forgive myself for. I wouldn't even be able to talk about it without, you know, bringing down and things like that. And I had to remember something. There was something that was always there with me, God. And if after all that stuff, every time I repent and ask God for help, and I get the confirmations that it's there, or everything just comes through for me, I say, if God can forgive me, I can forgive me.
Absolutely.
And if I can forgive me, I know I am worthy. Mm-hmm. Worthy of being a mom, worthy of being a wife.
That's what I mean. God come first. You know what I mean? God
Exactly.
come first, then yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put God first, you know, that's the thought. Then you have to put the action. You know?
Right.
It's always the two together.
Absolutely.
No matter what, you know what I mean? So, you know, you could travel to the spirit realm, the spirit realm, and the spirit realm will teach you certain shit, show you certain shit. But then you come to real life, and you have to put that into what you just saw into real life.
Exactly.
It won't just come to you. You can't just wake up, oh, it's there or something. Things, walls change, pattern change. No, it don't work like that.
Right.
You'll start actually, you know, it's like a magnet. You start attracting.
Exactly.
Conjuring up.
That's what I was gonna say. Exactly.
I never thought I would ever have diamond teeth in my life. You know what I mean? I never thought I would drive a car in my life. Well, I can't say drive. I knew I was gonna drive, but I didn't know when.
Wasn't thinking about it.
I
Yeah.
wasn't really thinking about it. You know. Then it came. It all came to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I never thought I would see Suki. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I would meet my partner, and she came. So, you know, things happen. You know what I mean? Things are. You know, God is real.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. We could actually talk about that, because a lot of things with us, real quick, putting a spotlight on us, is very spiritual. Like, including how we met, the day that we met, just like the way that we could like finish each other's thoughts, sentences. We could look at each other and know.
Our synchronicity is so crazy. Your last name and my last name is too close. Just too much. You know?
Yeah, daughter's birthdays. Yeah, I was about to say the birthdays. And we're the same sign.
You know, it's just too.
It's so much. Yeah, that's why we can't. Like, it's hard to even get it out. It's so much things, and they always say that synchronicity is a good sign. It means that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And I just feel like every time we had that push and pull is when the chaos would be caused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like this time it's not like, you know, you used to always say that to me, like, you know, we don't need to argue. Don't need to be like, I won, you won. You know, and I'm gonna shout out to Aisha, because we was just on the phone a few days ago having a conversation with her, saying that her man said one of her biggest problems is that she argues. She's always like, oh, but no, but, and I know.
But you know something too, though. Only cut you off real quick. I just want to say to my men, that is something all women does, though, and it's something us men have to grow into to learn. You know what I mean? It's a lot of men could do it, but a lot of men can't. You know what I mean? A lot of men can't deal with women like that. You know what I mean? In that way. You know what I mean? But a lot of men can. Some men that really can just sit there, you know what I mean? Let they bitch do all the talking and all that weird shit, you know what I mean? And just ignore it, you know what I mean? Some niggas can't though, you know what I'm saying? Niggas just argue back, you know what I mean? And it comes to, most people argue back, and then it comes to arguing, whatever. But all women do that shit though, I feel like. All women do the arguing.
I will definitely say that I definitely have my moments when I go back and forth, but I am one of the women who I am conscious of it. So I try, not. So when I see it happening, sometimes I can catch it, and sometimes sometimes when I'm caught, it's sometimes it's easy for me to be like, okay, you're right, Daddy. I'm not about to even go back and forth with you. I'm not doing that. Sometimes it's harder for me to just come right out and just take responsibility without the justification or the explanation. But eventually we'll get to a place where I eventually say, I apologize. And, this was not my intentions. And we literally have really healthy communication.
Yeah, different from other women, baby.
Right.
We don't do that,
Right. We have really healthy communication when we get in spaces like that, like this time around, So, of course, I told her, listen, because, we talk and, there's only one you, but her significant other have a lot of similarities to you. And I let her know, it's dead. There's no way. I'm not even about to give you, to be the homegirl to say, oh, what, girl? No,
what you
argue.
What similar y'all talk about that you should feel like you're saying?
Well, like, just, I want to use the term like alpha male in the sense to kind of sum everything up in a nutshell, but like little things like that, like the going back and forth, the attitude,
but you can't really call them red pill, you know what I'm saying?
That's what alpha male means, red pill.
If you're in a purple pill situation, no, not necessarily. Hell no, anybody can be alpha male.
I don't know. I don't really know. I was trying to find that one word.
Anybody can be alpha male.
He's very protective of her, like how you are of me,
like I'm saying,
down to everything.
Relationship, absolutely, yeah.
And she's, even though like she give lip service sometimes, Aisha is very like submissive too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
It's the alpha male relationship.
Right. But she also, she was used to being more of a free spirit because she was with someone who didn't appreciate or cherish her or care enough about her to have that type of hold on her. So this is kind of new for her, so sometimes, it clashes. So, I just let her know, like, look, but she does have the mindset, like, you know what, you're right, like, it's just not worth it. Like,
yeah,
why?
Because, once you meet that, like Monique, when she did that on that talk show, remember I was telling you about that shit?
Mm-hmm.
She's rah, but once he got on the phone, it was daddy this, daddy that.
Exactly.
Completely different tone.
Exactly.
Who she is, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because it don't matter who you are, once you meet that right nigga, it's every female. It don't matter what kind of female you is. You could be the most ratchet female, ghetto female. Once you meet that right nigga, with him, your whole thing is, because you don't play to that shit.
Right. And he's gonna bring out a whole different side of you. And, she has the understanding that I have.
But that could be just with that character. That don't mean that you're gonna change who you are when you're talking to other people, to other people. You know what I mean?
Right. Now here's the thing. Now that is true. That is true too.
Monique still was Monique. But
right. Without when he was
phone,
around. Right. It was just different.
She calmed that shit down.
Right. And then you have other females. That's just like, before, like her. Before she used to like her friends. She had like the same 5 friends. Her friends came first. If she wanted to hang out with her friends 1, 2, 3 in the morning, it didn't matter if she wasn't doing nothing but sitting up and smoking and talking with us. It didn't matter.
Who doing that?
No, I'm saying this was back in her other relationship.
Oh.
If that's what she was doing, it didn't matter. You know what I mean?
Weird shit. Some niggas like that shit. Our cousin, he was doing that shit. His girl let his girl go out skating at 1 o'clock in the morning and shit.
But now here's the thing.
That's weird.
Guess what? Out of those 5 friends, maybe 2 of us stand. She don't, when she's with her man, she don't even answer her phone. You're lucky if she even answer her phone. Like, but and this was also things that she had to slip into.
Those relationships never work.
The old one.
Yeah,
of course not. Of course not.
Didn't work.
Of course
She
not.
end up cheating on, all kinds of weird shit.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course
I
not.
don't even know his son is his. He was questioning that.
You know what I mean? Of course not. So, like now, she's in a space, like you see how I am with you? Like literally, like even when I'm not around you, like you're here in my head. Everything is my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. You know, how can I be? I remember I told you she gave me the list, of things to work on with our situation, you know what I mean? And like that's how she is. You know what I mean? So I just had to let her know, like, when it comes to that, like that's like is dead. And even if you like, you gotta catch yourself. Like, if I don't know if you noticed, but I try not to really Twitter fingers. You know what I mean? If I'm missing a text or two, or you know what I really do? If I'm
That's not true. You still got it.
no, that's what I'm saying. If I was sending a text or two, because I remember one time specifically, I sent them my little two little paragraphs of what I had to say, and you didn't, and you never responded.
I didn't even see it till the last thing. I think I was talking to my dad. So I don't know.
You never responded, and I never brought it up. Left it alone. You know what I mean? But I really try not to do that. I really try not to Twitter finger you.
You gotta ignore the shit. That's what I mean. Some men can handle it, some men can't. You know what I mean? So those be the men that know how to handle it, because they'll ignore it. Like, oh, my bitch is just being my bitch. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you could deal with the shit. You know what I mean? That's when you're in a relationship, you can deal with the shit. Because when you see my woman talking shit, doing the Twitter fingers, I ain't pay that shit on mine. You know what I'm saying? I just brush that shit right off, and then look, we cool. You know what I'm saying? Not even that we cool, but she come back to her senses. You know what I mean? Because women gonna do that. That's what they do. You know what I mean? Women are going to pick at everything. They're going to try to push your buttons and shit like that. Hit your pressure points and shit like that. And you know what I mean? That's what they're gonna do. So, you just gotta remain calm, remain cool. You know what I mean? And in control, and shit'll come, and shit'll come into control. And if not, you know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You always know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hit your woman. You don't want to argue with your woman constantly, curse her, put her bad names and shit to her. But you leave. I'm always gonna tell my niggas that. You know what I mean? Okay.
One thing I will definitely say, you gave that advice to the men, and advice that I'm definitely gonna give to the women, when it comes to your man. Dang, I lost my train of thought. What's the last thing you said, babe? I'm trying to get my thought back.
No, that's okay, babe.
No.
We just talking about, look, basically, okay, so see, now you got me lost now, because we smoking this, we high as hell. But basically, would you let your, I don't even know no more. We lost. I don't even remember no more, babe. We might have to pause. We have to pause this shit and go back. Listen to what we were just talking about. It's totally going on my head.
Mine too.
I don't even really want.
The more I try to search for it, the more it's gone.
It is gone, guys. We don't even know what we was talking about. But relationships is a motherfucker, though. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta love your partner. You know what I'm saying?
Say that. You just gotta love your partner.
You gotta
say that.
Yeah, you gotta love your partner. You know what I mean? Be patient. We was talking about arguments. How guys just.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, guys know how to.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Yes.
Deal with that. And some
yes.
guys don't. Yeah.
So for the advice for the women, you see what my husband just said? Oh, she's gonna nitpick. She's gonna. That's how they feel when we talking about certain things. So, and knowing that, don't expect your man to be like all the time, oh baby, come here, just cry on my shoulder, tell me about your feelings. You know what I mean? Expect your man to always feel like, oh my gosh. So, but let me tell you one thing. If you send that text or you say that statement, even if it may not get addressed right then and there, they read it.
Not all the time. I ain't read it.
At some point.
I don't even read this shit. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, man. I swear to God, I don't even read this shit. When you start doing the paragraphs, I literally do this. I skim through that shit. I have to like literally. You know how you skim through shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'll be doing. I'm like, goddamn, just look at keywords. That's how I read your message when you paragraph it, because it's so much. I swear to God, it's so much. She write, oh man, it's so much. So it's like, damn, I can't read all that shit. It takes a long time for me to read that shit. If I really read it, it'll take a long time, bitch.
Well, how would you know what I say?
I didn't read it. I don't even know what you said.
Whatever
But
I
this
said.
last text message, I don't know what you said.
What if I said, don't lay on the right side of the bed because going to be a bunch of doo-doo under the sheet?
But why would you write that? I know that. But see, I trust my woman, though. See, that's what I'm saying. I trust my woman. I know she's not going to maliciously or do anything to harm me. You know what I'm saying? So,
and
she's just talking shit, but I know my woman. I've been with her for 2-3 years. You know what I mean?
But
so
there was...
when she talking shit, that's what she does. You know what I mean? When I'm ignoring her, when I'm not purposely ignoring her, you know, I'm probably like playing a game or talking on the phone with my father or something like that. She text me and then she, you know, say some shit because we just got off the phone or whatever the case may be.
Maybe we was having a conversation.
And she'll text me and keep texting me. I used to read it, but like I said, it takes a long time and she won't stop. And it's just like, all right.
I did stop.
Yeah, she stopped, but she used to stop, you know, but then she don't. No, she used to never stop. But either way, like I said, the paragraphs just be too long for me, babe. You know what I mean?
I wrote the paragraphs. I said I love you.
I gotta stop.
And I was in there. But let me tell you something. They go back and they read messages because they save messages.
I saved it. Oh yeah, absolutely. I gotta go back and read it eventually. But like I said, it takes me a long time to read it though.
That's okay. When God
it might take
ready,
me 2 weeks to read that shit.
When God is ready, when you need to read it,
yeah,
you will.
I might, or sometimes I might, you know, depending if it. But see, I read the bad shit. I'm not gonna lie. If it's
and I was just about to say there was no disrespectful, nothing in there.
If it's something bad, I read it. But you know, but sometimes I don't read the bad shit because I already know what she's saying is a bunch of dumb shit.
No,
so
I would never talk to you like that again.
So I leave it alone. Yeah, you better not. You know what I'm saying?
I would never talk to you like that again. Use any of that language with you ever again.
But shit, like I said, I don't read the shit. You know what I mean? Like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't read unless it's some short. You know what I mean? Then again, I know, but
I sent you a bunch of GIFs with the little sayings on them.
I sent you some GIFs too, yeah.
So sweet. You did?
I sent you one first, baby. What you mean?
I'm talking about earlier today.
No, I didn't see that, no.
I know. I sent like maybe 12 of them.
Well,
they were so nice.
Yeah, spirituality. All right, guys. I guess we're gonna end the show now, right here.
You sure?
Are we done? You got something to say?
Definitely.
You got this little book of yours. I mean, cause I ain't really done any spirituality shit, but hold on, guys. I gotta take a little break.
Me too.
Yeah, we back. So yeah, you know. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? As far as relationship, okay, guys, okay, this is what I'm saying. Guys in relationship, this is what you need. This is what I don't like, man. This is what I don't like. All that bro shit. I really hate that shit. Like, why you gotta talk to your girl like that? Why you gotta say my nigga, yo, B? Like, what do you talk to your girl like that for? What purpose do you get at talking to your girl like she's your homeboy? Don't tell me, oh, it's cause she's my nigga, she's my best friend. All that. No, nigga, that is your girl. Nigga, it's a total difference. You know what I'm saying? We past friends. You past best friends. You went deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the woman. This is your lady. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is some side piece. You know what I mean? But I never stood that women doing that to they guys too. You know what I mean? Saying suck my dick and bitch, you don't have a dick. You know what I'm saying? What are you calling bro for? Bitch, you a whole motherfucker. Why you want to be a man so bad? You know, why do women really want to be like men? What is the problem with that? What do you want to be so equal for? You're not happy being who you are?
That's because that's not what we're programmed. That's not what we taught. I think, again, taking it back to spirituality, if you read the Bible will even tell you your place as a woman.
You're not equal.
They would tell you. They would tell you that. But there's nothing wrong with that. Women, it's like you don't want to thrive in that. I don't know. I think it's a beautiful
But when you
thing.
say equal, we're not saying, oh, I'm better. I'm 50%. I'm 65% better, and you just 45%. No, we just not the same.
No.
That's like an alien. If you become an alien compared to me, we're not equal.
We're
but
not
that don't mean
equal.
the alien is better or I'm better than the alien. We just two different people, two different
Exactly.
species, two different things. Just like animals, you know what I'm saying? There's beautiful animals out there. People love animals more than people. So would you say that you know what I mean? So you know, like
Exactly. I definitely agree. And it's like, you know, I always say we on two different planets, male and female. Your side of the world is this, my side of the world is that.
yeah.
And then we combined it together, and then we,
You can
you
see
understand?
I'm holding the babies, and you produce them.
Exactly.
I put my babies to you so you could be born.
That's wonderful. We are equally important, but
That's what I'm trying
different.
to say. See, that's what I'm saying.
Not the same.
You have to, in order for me to get the baby, you have to hold the baby.
Exactly.
You have to produce the baby. Your nurturing has to be put into the baby. So I have to choose the right person to put the baby into, because I'm giving you my DNA. But then I gotta remember that this person I'm putting the baby to, DNA is gonna be into the baby as well.
Right.
People don't think about this stuff on the
Yeah.
spiritual world, on the spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? You're not equal.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to be equal. You know what I mean? On a hot day while you out in the back building a gazebo, I just want to bring you cool water and lemonade.
Yeah.
Maybe hold some stuff for you or something. That's not my place.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I'm not taking out trash. It's nasty.
Like, I would work overnight. You wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't.
No,
Well, you probably
it's
would,
not
but
safe.
you wouldn't want to be outside overnight.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman wouldn't want to. Most women wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? But a man could. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a lot of shit that men do. You know what I'm saying? That women can't. I mean, women obviously proving themselves to do. You know what I mean? You see it nowadays. That y'all try to do the same thing as us, but to a certain point, then it stops. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the man is not gonna stop.
Right. Because that's what he's made to do.
Not gonna stop.
Not to say, and I'm glad we're talking about this. Yes, yeah, a man is a man and he's made to do manly things, but men need to be taken care of too. Definitely on a spiritual level, emotional level. Like, it just has to happen. You have to encourage him spiritually because he's already going to be taking care of himself spiritually. He's going to already have his own personal bond with God. All you do is to encourage it and just be grateful. You are there when there are nights, some nights, that your big, strong man is going to need to be vulnerable. And that has to be okay. You are the only person in the world he can do that to. You know, not his, you know, not nobody.
I see the stroke.
You're his wife. You're the only person in the world that he can be completely vulnerable with because you're his wife. You're one. You're him. And he can't be no closer to anyone like he is to himself. Like, literally on that note.
Of course.
Exactly. So, I mean, the bond and the relationship and the understanding, yes, exactly, it has to be so connected. And let me tell you, when you're doing wrong and you're lusting after other women or lusting after other men and your head is not where it's supposed to be in your relationship, that connection will not be how it's supposed to be. Not only that, when it's too much arguing, chaos, and friction, that connection will also be off. You know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to feel it in the air. My husband's like, okay, we're not connecting like we're supposed to be right now. So I think that we should
just chill out.
Just take a chill pill, exactly, and get it back together.
Yep, that's how I feel, you know. But on that note, I want to end the show out real quick, babe. You got anything you want to say?
Stay prayed up. Love yourself. Love your partner just as much. Love God even more.
Yeah, we're going to come back more with these spiritualities. We could talk for hours doing this, but I'm kind of tired. I want to end it now. Peace.